Hello, how's it going?
Good. Can you hear me?
Yes, of course. Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect. How are you?
Good, thank you.
I'm awesome. You're originally from London, but moved to LA?
Yeah, me and one of the guys in the band from England, and we moved to LA some years ago, and we met our singer in LA. So we're from England, he's from LA, so it's kind of like a morphing of a British and American thing.
Oh, awesome. So how did you get into music originally?
You know, I just wanted to play like my favorite band's songs. So I just thought me and my mates would start just a cover band, and we would just play our favorite songs from our favorite bands, and then from that it just went on to, it just slowly became, like doing our own songs that were really bad, and I think from that moment onwards, the goal is just to get better. So it started off from playing our favorite music from our favorite bands.
Oh, okay. Did you learn guitar first? Is that the first instrument you learned to play?
Yeah, I'm the guitar player and a producer of the band. So I produce all the music and I play guitar. So I learned to play guitar just using tablature books of my favorite Blink 182 songs or System of a Down songs, and I went from there.
Oh, okay. So those are the songs you guys were covering, Blink and System and just other.
Yeah, we covered. I did a set where we covered The Used.
Oh, really? That's cool. I just interviewed Jeff from The Used, the bass player.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, like a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I love The Used. That's cool. What songs would you guys cover from them? Like Taste of Ink?
Yeah, it was this is probably over 10 years ago, so probably Taste of Ink. Okay. I think it was Taste of Ink, yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, yeah.
So is this the band that was Karnig, you and Mike formed the band? Or you and Mike are the ones that moved to LA?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, we moved to LA and we actually had a different singer at the time, who was also from that we were kind of grew up with, and then we came here and then we changed some things and separated and basically reformed the sound and the band. And so we go with Killian, who is from LA essentially.
Okay.
We've been with him for about 4 years now. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. So was it Charming Liars in the UK or in London before you guys came here?
No.
Okay.
No, we had different band names, different genres of music.
Oh, okay. Well, how'd you guys get out to Los Angeles?
Yeah, we were touring a lot in the UK, and we were establishing a small but kind of dedicated fan base. But we had tried to sign some record deals and always fell through. We were getting quite a lot of rejections, so we started reaching out to some producers in LA, just via MySpace and things like that, as young bands did.
Yeah.
And basically one of them responded to us and told us to come out to LA. So we came out to LA and started doing a bit of work, and then we never looked back from then. So it was just we were just basically inquiring into the landscape, because all of our favorite bands were coming out of LA. So yeah, it was just like trying to do something different in LA, and it worked.
Wow. So you guys were a pretty serious band then, if you were touring the UK and stuff before coming out to Los Angeles.
Yeah, I mean, we weren't like popular on the radar. We would tour every summer, and like 16 years old, so we were just trying to play shows on the weekends and do tours with other bands, stages us, and so we were at it from a very young age.
When was the first tour you did? How old were you when you did your first little run?
I think about 16. Yeah, 16.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, so you guys were really young when you were doing it. I read that
we were taking the train everywhere.
Oh, really? To gigs and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. How would you get I'd feel bad for your drummer. Did he have to lug
No,
his kit
I
around?
think we just used house kits.
Oh, okay.
It was bad.
Well, that's
It was bad.
awesome.
It was bad.
It was good enough to
Yeah.
attract the attention of somebody in Los Angeles, though, right?
Yeah, it was actually a producer called John Feldman.
Wait, John Feldman of Goldfinger? Like Blink and 5 Seconds of Summer,
Goldfinger,
Used,
yeah.
and whoa. Okay, so he's the one that
Yeah,
reached
you know,
out to you
I'll
guys?
tell you something. No, we reached out to him on MySpace, and this is probably in 2010.
Okay.
So like we were younger then, and we just reached out, and he responded back. It
Oh
was
my
very
god.
random,
On
but at the time,
MySpace?
yeah, on MySpace at the time, everyone was you messaged you booked shows on MySpace, you made fans on
Yeah.
MySpace.
I remember that, but I don't remember nowadays, it's like really, John Feldman or whoever, because they have a verified account. But I don't
Yeah.
remember MySpace really having that. I felt like if it was a picture of a celebrity, you're like, oh, okay, that's fake.
Well, he had a thing on his
Crazy.
MySpace page, which is like unsigned bands or like bands who want to make it, like send your demos or like reach out here. So you
Okay.
just reach out and be like, hey, we're a band, check out our demos. Like we want to, what do you think? And he responded back, say, yo, it's some cool stuff. So, but he had not done, this is like basically he was essentially still working off the back of like the Used and Story of the Year.
Okay.
And he had done a lot of Warped Tour,
Like,
sort of like
yeah, Mest and those
emo.
type of bands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was doing that stuff. He hadn't done any 5 Seconds of Summer. The way I see it, John, I think Feldman has had two periods of massive success.
Sure.
The first period was like the Used, the Story of the Year, like when that was very mainstream. And then he had a period where he wasn't really doing the mainstream stuff. And I think he ended up working with a lot of sort of like heavier bands.
Uh-huh.
And then the way I see it, the 5 Seconds of Summer thing just sort of like rolled into like the Blink 182 thing, and then into the next 5 Seconds of Summer thing, and then now he's like, he's like at the peak of his like second,
second coming.
Yeah, it's almost like that. So when we reached out to him, he wasn't like, I promise you this, if we were like the band that we were and we reached out to him today, I'm sure he wouldn't have like going back to us.
Okay. But that's rad. He actually got back to you. And then was that the reason why you went to LA? Was like, hey, we're going to go there and try to meet up with him?
Yeah. Yeah, we came to LA, we met up with him, we went to his house, had a meeting, and then he was having like some barbecue in the backyard, and he had like Pete Wentz and like some other people there. So we were, and at that time, Fall Out Boy were like massive.
Oh yeah.
So we were like there, like complete, like just random idiots at this party, and he's got like Pete Wentz there, and we're just like, this is super cool. And then we basically were able to get a demo deal from Warner Brothers to do 3 songs with him producing us. So we did the 3 songs, and we spent a lot of time together. But Warner Brothers never signed us. They heard the demos, which were great at the time, and they decided to pass on us. And then that was like 2011, 2012. And then from there, we just sort of we stopped working with him and sort of reshuffled, and that's when we actually changed our name to Charming Liars, and we just started doing our thing from there. So we stopped working. We stopped working with Feldman a long time ago.
Okay. So, but he was the reason why you came out to LA. You went to this. I mean, what an introduction to Los Angeles.
Yeah, essentially, like we had been to LA before, for obviously not for music purposes, but he was the reason. Like he was one of the main people that sort of stood out, like stuck his neck out for us when we were trying to get over here. He gave us an excuse, and without him, we probably wouldn't have gotten the demo deal from Warner Brothers. So that sort of domino affected onto many other things. But he definitely wasn't, he wasn't at the same level as he is now in terms of at least the bands that he's worked with, which is interesting. So.
Wow. Okay. So you go out to LA to meet John Feldmann. You have a different singer at this time, and you cut the 3 songs for Warner Brothers, and that was with a totally different, like essentially a different band. You had a different vocalist, and
you know what? Yes,
Mike.
It was different. Yeah. No, Mike was. It was Mike. It was me, Mike, and the other guy that we came with. And so we had those songs, very passionate, and they just decided they passed on us. We had met with the head of Warner Brothers.
You just scrapped those songs?
Kind of. We didn't have much guidance at the time, but the head of Warner Brothers was actually a guy called Rob Cavallo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Rob Cavallo is like the producer of all producers. He did American Idiot and he did Black Parade.
Oh my God! Okay.
So Rob Cavallo basically is responsible for the biggest rock albums of between 2000 and 2010.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So this guy was
the Black Parade and American Idiot.
Like I don't know, that probably sold 50 million records between them.
Oh yeah.
Crazy amounts.
And American Idiot had like a Broadway musical like about it.
And so he was the head of Warner Brothers, and so we were working with John Feldmann. So we thought, all right, this is looking good for us. Like, we're working with Feldy, and then we met with the head of Warner Brothers, Rob Cavallo, and we're like, wow, this guy is like the epitome of like legendary,
like
producers.
A legend,
who now runs Warner Brothers. So we went to him in his studio. He listened to the songs. He was like, guys, I want to sign you straight away. Like, I'm really into this. I want you to, if you do another 7 of these tracks, we're going to have a really big album here, and we'll do everything we can. This is Rob Cavallo. So we're like, for like a week, we were just like, all right, let's make plans to like stay out here, and we'll get visas and things. Mm-hmm. And then someone else at Warner Brothers who was had a bit of influence basically vetoed us, and that vetoing us essentially was like a big slap in the face, and so we basically just scrapped all of it. Kept in touch with Feldy for a bit, but sort of naturally lost touch, and then that was it. Really, we just sort of went the independent route. We signed with into a very small indie label situation, and we pretty much do everything ourselves, and we've been that way since then, since pretty much 2012. So
wow,
yeah. So we thought we were gonna like set foot in and just like skyrocket. You know, we thought
sign this major label and
like the fairy tale stuff, but obviously it didn't happen. So
wow, but still, I mean, to come out here and have that opportunity and work with John Feldmann and meet those people, that's still like more than 90% of people that play music out there. That's a crazy story.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, especially now, he's doing very, very well now.
Oh, right. So when did you guys meet up with? Go ahead. Sorry.
You go ahead.
I was going to say, when did you guys meet Killian? And so he didn't come in until after the Warner Brothers thing kind of dissolved.
Yeah. He came in. He came in in 2016, 2015. So
okay.
So
3 years or so after.
Yeah. After that, we basically signed it to an independent label. With basically one of the guys who was at Warner Brothers liked us, so he had a small imprint. No other acts really, but he wanted to work with us, and so we basically had worked with John Feldmann, and then we were able to decide on maybe some other producers we wanted to work with to give it a fresh approach, you know, because Warner Brothers didn't like the songs that we had done or whatever. So we thought, you know, we're young and impressionable. We thought, all right, we don't want to continue doing the songs with Feldy. We'll go work with another producer. So then we actually recorded our album. It's a couple of years after that, but we did it with another producer called Bob Rock.
Okay.
And so Bob Rock is, in my opinion, the most probably the most decorated producer in rock music. And so we worked with Feldy, but then after that we went to do an album with Bob Rock, who basically is like, he did the Black Album, he did Motley Crue, he did some of our other favorite bands and some of the newer bands. So we worked with him and another guy, and that's when we started being the band Charming Lies and doing touring, and we were more of a hard rock band. And and that was with our old singer. And then after that cycle was when we sort of had a reshuffle and rethought about, we had, thoughts about our sound and where we were going, and kind of changed the genre a bit. And that's essentially the band that we are now.
Got it. Okay.
So it's been a long journey. Yeah.
So some of these songs that you guys still have up on like Spotify and stuff, like We Won't Give Up and Delete Repeat, like, are those all prior to Killian?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're trying to get those taken down, but we've got a bit of an issue with the label that we were working with at the time.
Sorry. What about, what was the first song what was the first record he was on? 1231? Oh, Delete Repeat. He was on that one. Okay.
Yeah. So from that onwards, everything from that point onwards is with Killian.
Okay. And how did you guys meet him and hook up with him?
Just through friends, just through mutual friends in LA. Received quite a few different kind of like CV type things of different singers in LA, and someone had recommended that we meet him or look at his YouTube videos. He was playing time, so we just checked him out on YouTube. And I remember I just saw a video of him doing like a stripped down version of some like Beatles song, or stripped down acoustic cover. And I remember thinking like, oh, this the person in the video can take us to the next level.
So you could tell he had rock star status when you just watched his YouTube video?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think so. I think it was. That's what we thought. That's what we thought, at least.
And then so then you just contacted him, and he came to a practice or something with you guys?
Just met. No, we met. We got together at my studio and just chatted in the sort of lounge. We just chatted for a couple of hours just to feel each other out, And then next time he came in, I just recorded him singing over some of our music, just like little tests,
Yeah.
And it was just, as soon as we heard it, we were like, wow, this guy is like, not only does it sound in real life, but on a microphone, it sounds awesome. So
that's cool. So then he just started playing with you guys. And then from there, when did stuff start kind of really taking off for you?
I'll be honest, like, things have been great the last couple of years, but I wouldn't say things have taken off. It's just it's such a struggle for us. What's been good the last couple of years is we've been touring a lot, and so
and getting some good tours. I saw.
Getting some really good tours, but it's been a real slog. Getting those tours, it's been so hard. Like, joining the band, we basically had a couple of years where we were writing, recording, and just trying to get any tour we could. And only since I think beginning of 2019, so about a year and a half, 2 years, have we been very busy on the road, and it's been exactly what we wanted. So it's definitely been a long process. It hasn't come quickly.
Mm-hmm. Do you recall like what caused, the shift, or was it just kind of gradual?
No, we've always been very songs, think that the songs are gonna be good enough, but for us, it's about the other things. It's about having the right visual and the right videos, and also having people work with us that believe us in this. So we were able to get a manager a couple of years ago who believed in us, and at the time we had some connections to get us on some tours. And from that moment, then the pieces started fitting and started kind of getting into place, and we did a tour, and then that tour ended up getting us another tour, and then we're getting a taste for it, and people are noticing us, some radio play, and so it's those sort of things that sort of push you, to the next stage, and And then from there, it's just sort of we haven't looked back, and any tour opportunity that comes along, we look at it very seriously, and we don't want to say no to any shows. And for us, playing in front of people is the most important way to grow the fan base. It's more important than anything else. You know, I think it's if you can play with a bigger band and play in front of their crowd, if you're a good band, you have a good chance of making fans.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, getting in front of those bigger crowds or opening up for a bigger band and just being able to kind of get the exposure. That's really great.
Yeah, it's the most important thing for us. Yeah.
Well, how are you holding up now with obviously the current pandemic and not being able to get in front of crowds? Like, how have you guys been like dealing with that?
You know, it's been I think the thing is, obviously it's been hard, but I guess everyone else, every single person is in the same boat, especially when it comes to
every person in the world. Isn't that crazy?
Every person in the world, but specifically for us, you know, we're in the we're a touring band, and in that sense, every single touring band is in the same position as us. So it sucks, but it's also like, it doesn't just suck for us. So it gives us a bit of context and makes us appreciate the things that we have.
Sure.
But yeah, it's been very hard because we have several tours that were supposed to happen this year. We were on some good packages, and the only good thing about it is that they've been postponed to next year, but we're on them. So
yeah, it's not like the Angels and Airwaves. Was that a tour that you guys were going to be on, or did you do that one?
That happened at the end of last year. So
so you did that when they released that new record and they did that like smaller like club run.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a small club run. I'll tell you, we were playing to like, I mean, it depends what you call small, but it was like 3,000 to 4,000 people.
I guess it wouldn't be small. I mean, according in, I guess, like Tom DeLonge standards. I'm in San Diego, and when they played here, they played this little they played the House of Blues, which is about, I don't know, 900, and then they also played the Belly Up Tavern, which is only like about 600.
Well, the Belly Up's pretty small, but we played 2 nights at the House of Blues, and they were both sold out. From what I know, they could have done another 2.
Oh, so easily. They sold out the 2 at the House of Blues, I think, in like 20 seconds or something.
Yeah, crazy. And we actually did 2 in the interesting thing is we did 2 in Anaheim, and that place is about 2,800.
Yeah, the new House of Blues.
The new House of Blues, which is an awesome venue.
I love that place.
Let's say it's 2,500. Let's just say.
It's probably double at least of how. Yeah.
So we did 2 nights there that was sold out. So that would be probably like 4,000 to 5,000 people, and then we did 2 shows in LA that were about 1,500 each. So basically, all in all, in Southern California, we did 6 shows, not including Vegas. We did 6 shows and played to probably about 10 to 12,000 people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
that's incredible. I'm not trying to downplay the tour. I was just looking at, like, you know, Angels and Airwaves being like more of a amphitheater type band. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. And you know, when bands go away for years, I think when they come back, they have to be very tactful and strategic. And what they didn't want was to play bigger venues and not sell them out. I think the goal for Tom DeLonge is basically to announce 25 shows, and before the tour starts, all 25 are sold out. That was the whole idea. So
right. So yeah, it's not like he wouldn't put up like a show at the Hollywood Bowl or like the Forum or something and then hope that, you know, all right, fingers crossed, is it going to sell out? Like, no.
Exactly, especially you haven't played in years, so that was the strategy behind it, is to sell out every show, which they did. And for us, it's awesome to be the opening band on a tour that is sold out before it even begins.
Oh, right. I mean, wow, that must have been great exposure for you guys. Was it pretty fun touring with them and with Tom?
Yeah, I mean, he's a really, really nice guy. We didn't speak to him that often. He's obviously very busy, but in the moments that he did just come into our dressing room for 10 seconds, he would just say hilarious stuff and just walk out and then make little jokes here and there. But he was always very nice and sort of like, if you guys need anything, let us know. Like, so it was very like, we've been on tours where it's very much like, hey guys, catering until the main band has left catering, and then we've been on tours where it's like, oh, like, like if Tom's eating, like, I mean, just like there's no issue, like just go and hang out and be there. And so we were in situations where we had dressing rooms, but the area was like, he'd be sitting on the couch and we'd be like on the couch next door, like like just next to his couch, and those are like, even though like really weird things to say, it's like, we all grew up listening to Tom DeLonge, so it's pretty crazy. But yeah, I've been on tours with smaller bands where they're dickheads. The headline bands are just being absolute assholes, and Tom DeLonge's a massive person in rock music, and he was a really nice guy. So
that's awesome.
It was a great tour for us.
Yeah, Blink is like one of the biggest bands ever.
I know.
So crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's awesome that you guys got to do that tour. Well, you have a new song out now, right?
Yeah. We're basically we're releasing a new song and a video every month for the whole year. So we've been doing it since February. And this month we put out a song called Impact, which came out last week, or just a couple of days ago on Friday, actually. And the reaction has been great, and it's definitely one of the more upbeat songs. And we're going to release a video probably in the next week as well. So
that's exciting. You have the 12 songs done and ready, and the videos as well?
Sort of.
Okay.
No, so because of COVID, we basically have really scaled down the video concepts to make them more budget friendly. We've just like everyone else, really, like in any business, we had to make sure that we like save as much money as we can and keep everything within a certain budget. And so we have video concepts for a lot of the songs, and Mike, who's the bass player, he's basically in charge of all the video and the photo stuff. So he's always putting together all these treatments and concepts, and he directs a lot of them. So we're very lucky in the sense that, I'm doing the production for the songs, and he's doing all the production for the video. So we keep everything in house. Yeah. So this video actually, which comes out next week, we actually filmed it about a week ago, like maybe 8 days ago, but he can turn it around very quickly. And then we have video concepts for the next 3 or 4 songs. And we know what the next 4 songs that are coming out, which will give us a 4-month runway. And we also have songs that are almost complete that we can release after those ones. So it's kind of like we have the whole year planned, but it allows us time to actually really hone in on each song and make sure that we're 100% happy with each song that we release, as opposed to like rushing through 12 songs to put out an album of 12 songs. At the end of the year, we would have put out 12 songs, but each song will have been, fine-tuned, and each song would have been done to the best of its ability.
Yeah, and the way you guys market them too. Yeah, the marketing
exactly
there.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then at the end of it, will that all just become like a whole album?
It could be. It depends. For us, I look at it in terms of like, would we like to sell a vinyl or a CD on tour next year, which has the 12 songs? Definitely. So probably maybe we'll do a pressing of vinyl and CDs that we only sell on the road. But in terms of like on Spotify, all the songs will be out already. Like, is it worth like repackaging them with like new artwork and saying, hey, like now the album's out? I don't know if it's worth it. I think
probably
we could easily go down. Yeah, we could easily go down a route where next year we could, as we're on the road, hopefully, if all things go well, we just release songs once a month again. And we just continue doing that for a while, because it's the best way for a young band, I think, to keep tension on themselves.
Definitely.
To not allow people to get bored.
Yeah, I think that's a cool idea. And then do a vinyl, because people, I think people still like to have the, physical copy in their hand. Maybe not a CD, but or tapes kind of make a comeback. But like vinyls are cool because they're just big and they look cool and they sound great. But like even if you weren't going to play it, it's just kind of like a cool thing to have. You know what I mean?
No, I totally agree. I totally agree. And we sold Angels and Airwaves. Actually, specifically, we sold way more vinyl than we expected. And we just did a tour now in Europe with a band called Palais Royale.
Oh, yeah, I know them. They're huge.
And yeah, they have a very devoted fan base, especially in Europe. And, it's very young, probably I'd say like 14 or 15 up to about 25. So we didn't expect to sell that many vinyl because normally with the younger crowds, you don't. Mm-hmm. With the older crowds, you sell. But we were like, we actually ran out of vinyl. We had brought a bunch of boxes over from the US, mm-hmm. and we had already some produced in the UK, and we just went through everything, and we never actually even finished the tour. It was because the tour got stopped about halfway through because of COVID.
But oh my gosh.
We'd already sold out of all the vinyl, and it was a surprise to us. So I definitely think in terms of like band merchandise and mm-hmm. and like being able to sell products on the road, I think the vinyl almost has more value than the CD, because the CD I think the CD has everything that you can get on Spotify or Apple Music, but the vinyl itself is a big disc and it has a booklet and you can put it on your wall. It's more mm-hmm. of a collector's item. So
totally,
definitely vinyl in the future. Yeah. And maybe we'll just pack it, like put it with a nice artwork and a booklet, name it something, and sort of take it on the road with us next year. And I think people mm-hmm. will buy it.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I'll buy it when I see you guys come through.
Okay, awesome. I'm gonna hold you to that.
Yeah. I'm only buying it if you and all the rest of your band can sign it for me.
Oh, it's the only thing we I can't remember the last time we sold a vinyl and we didn't sign it. We always sign it.
All right, cool. Then it's a deal.
Yeah. Okay, awesome.
Dude, thank you so much, man, for taking time and chatting with me this evening. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you very much for having me, and we'd love to be on again. If you like, maybe next time if you want to have, we could have the singer on or Mike can go on. We're all different. We all have different personalities and we'll say different
stories.
things.
Yeah,
different stories and I know they'd love to be on as well. So
I would love to have them. So yeah,
awesome,
let me know.
Awesome.
Cool.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
I have one more question for you. I want to know if you have any advice for aspiring artists.
Shit. Okay. Well, dude, we are aspiring artists. but my advice is, I guess maybe two pieces of advice. Probably the first piece of advice is just play shows. Mm-hmm. Just go and play. And this is what someone told me and someone told us like 12 years ago. Just like, go and play shows, because playing in front of 5 people, playing in front of 1 person or 50 people, you learn a lot. You learn a lot about yourselves. You learn a lot about your playing, about the crowd, about how to perform. Because if you think about some of your favorite bands, they're not necessarily the best musicians or the best singers. A lot of them are about performing, and they have a stage presence that you can't just get. You have to, you have to go on stage and every little shithole around the country, and you have to just keep playing. And it's not hard to do that. It's not hard to go and play every single pub or bar. You just got to put a lot of work in to do it. And then the other thing is, I think just write songs and write and record. I think I would just advise anyone, just like, if you're waiting to record with a producer, or you're waiting to have someone come along and notice you and take you to the next level, you might be waiting a long time. The best thing you can do is learn how to record yourself in a very sort of simple way. Just learn how to get everything down, write, record, get better. And I think the more you do it, the better you'll get. And the more experience you have writing, recording, and playing, it's the best thing you can do. That would be my advice to anyone who is yet to do those things.
Bringing it backward.